Hi, Mary is here again. We are here once again. And today, in my practice of the pause and listening within to this inner wisdom, for guidance about this Facebook Live post, because that's what I do every day, really right before we go live. There's no grand plan, nothing written down. It's all written down here in your inspired mind. Wisdom has it all written down. I just have to read and listen, inner reading, inner listening. So the guidance was about the use of pause, the pause practices, to help with healing trauma. And so I'm not claiming that they are, the pause practice is an, stand alone, end all and be all practice on healing trauma. What I am claiming is that this all-encompassing love and wisdom knows you better than any human being on the planet. And this all-encompassing love and wisdom knows exactly the trauma that you have experienced, knows how it has affected you, and knows how to help you heal. Basically, actually, let's just take a momentary pause, okay? Because let's catch our breath. So bring yourself here into this moment. Take a couple of breaths. Okay, thank you for that. One of the things that happens with trauma is makes it harder to be present to this inner wisdom that we are accessing in the pause practices. And really, if you are a human being living on this earth, you have been traumatized. You have undergone some sort of trauma. It doesn't necessarily have to be what we would look at and consider, catastrophic. And what happens when we are in an experience and that feels traumatic is we usually feel unsafe, unloved, confused, in disbelief, or we may not notice anything at all. We can just kind of numb out to the experience. But what happens is, we've been talking about using pause to access that part of your mind that is experiences, that is whole and complete and loved and loving. And there is no trauma there. But it's kind of like if you look at your index finger and you had a little paper cut, and you know how those things can really, it's like the littlest thing, you can't even see it, and you go cooking and you get some salt in it or whatever, and it's like, whoa, So that's like the mind. It's like there's a paper cut in the mind, and that's the part of the mind that is feeling separate and dispirited and disconnected from this sense of wholeness and completion, and that you are loved, loving, and lovable. And so it's totally possible to heal trauma. And what happens then is this part of the mind, this little paper cut part of the mind that is experiencing this pain and stinging and separation, and then just maybe not doing anything to heal it, just putting a Band-Aid on it and pretend it never happened, right? We've all done that, denial. And that's a mechanism, you know, it's just when you can't deal with the trauma, is to just deny that anything ever happened. But what happens then is that part of the mind that is dispirited and disconnected from peace can then send messages, right, to the body. And the brain is part of the body, okay? It's an organ. So it can send messages to the body, to the nervous system, the central nervous system, your brain and spinal cord, and out to your peripheral nervous system, and which goes out to your other organs, and then eventually into your muscles and other tissues of the body, and into the blood. It can flood the body with stress hormones going into this fight, flight, or freeze response. And you're probably familiar with all that, going back to my occupational therapy, neuroscience, and anatomy and physiology days. And this can accumulate over time, and we can get muscle tension and headaches and digestive problems and back pain and aches and exhaustion. And even though I love the line about it is really our, I don't know the exact line, but it really is our judgments of ourselves and one another that are the main cause of our exhaustion, right? The judgmental mind. Well, that little paper cut part of the mind, that's the part of the mind that's judging. So it sure feels a lot bigger than a paper cut, but you know, that's really how I saw it one day, years ago. Was like, it's really just a paper cut, but we make a big deal out of it because the ego focuses on the ego. The ego focuses on the ego and makes more experiences of ego. So, I don't want to go into any more explanation than that. The guidance I received today is to use the pause practice to open to this wholeness and completeness and love, and ask for guidance from that inner wisdom that is there, your inspired mind. You could call it your true self. We call it your helpful self. Goes by lots of names. Maybe you have one of your own. And then have it guide us through a practice to help heal that paper cut, to heal that sense of disconnection and abandonment, dispiritedness, however it may show up for you at a symptom level. We're focusing more on the root cause, which is the sense of separation from wholeness, from love, from completion, from being loved, loving, and lovable. Okay, so thanks for sitting through that explanation. And I'm keeping my eye on the time here, so just get yourself comfortable. It might be nice if you could have your feet flat on the floor. Your eyes can be opened or closed. And here we go. And again, I'm just going to listen within and follow what I hear, trusting that there is a peace and a knowing greater than what I am thinking, yet still within me. Rub your hands together. And just place your healing palms over your heart and lungs. And just focus on receiving healing. Receiving healing. Just taking it in. Inhale, exhale, and now just placing your hands on your shoulders, and you're going to move down from your shoulders to your elbows, while saying to yourself that I am safe, I am healed, I am whole. Safe, I am healed, I am whole. And just notice the presence of your body in this moment, just the wholeness of your body. That there's this whole body, and it is all connected and whole and continuous. And now just begin to inhale peace and exhale stress. Inhale peace, exhale stress. And pause. And notice if you could be willing to experience your calm, quiet mind that helps you to place your hands gently over your heart and lungs or someplace else on your body as guided from within. You can do that. And willing to experience a healed mind. I'm aware that there's a part of my mind that seems unhealed and disconnected from my wholeness. And where in your body in this moment are you maybe experiencing a sense of disconnection, pain, restriction? And while being present, you're just going to practice being present with your calm, quiet mind to that area of the body. Or maybe it's not the body. Well, let's just stick with the body, sorry. So being present with your calm, quiet mind with that part of the body. Notice how this calm, quiet mind is extending itself, its calmness, its peace, to that part of the body. It's as if there is a flow of healing moving towards and into that part of the body. And allow a sense of rest to move from this whole mind. Just let that rest travel to that part of the body, bringing more healing, more of a sense of safety to that area of the body. And now notice if this present peaceful mind has anything else that it wants to extend to you, to your thoughts, to your emotions, to your body. Focusing on the presence of your healed mind and how it wants to help you. And now take a moment to notice how easy it was to connect and open to that healed mind, and to let it extend peace and safety and healing to that paper cut, to that little area that is in need of healing. And notice how you were so easily able to receive the healing, how willing you were. For it is willingness is all that is required. Notice how willing you were and still are to receive the healing from your wholeness of mind, from your peace of mind. So there's a simple practice that you can come back to and use again and again. And you can listen within, use the pause practice to access this wholeness and complete wise mind to lead you through your own healing session, just like we just did. That was beautiful. Thank you for your participation. And let's express our gratitude for healing. Thank you.